Hello, this is the day before I'm going to my Norway road trip. I am so freaking excited for this. It feels so surreal to think about that I'm actually gonna do this thing, that I'm actually gonna drive all by myself up to the top of Norway by myself. What? But I am so excited. I cannot wait. I cannot think about anything else. I've bought a bunch of stuff that I'm bringing, both snacks, healthy snacks and unhealthy snacks, of course. You need to treat yourself, and I've already packed up everything. Everything is in the car except me and DakyTheFox head, so almost everything. And you may also think, hey, if you're gonna take that big of a road trip, if you're gonna drive so many kilometers, you probably have such a great car and comfy car and the best car ever. If you're gonna do that, I want to proudly present my car. Okay, yeah, it's bad. It's pretty bad. It's a FURSUIT 107 from 2008. It has driven almost 250,000 kilometers. So yeah, it's old. It's really old. That's also why I'm kind of scared of it, of it breaking down at some point on the trip. Really don't hope so, but it's a chance, and I'll take it. It doesn't have a lot of storage, but since I'm just by myself, then it's plenty of storage for me. And of course, I got some stickers on the back. Little Daky name, so everybody knows that Daky is the owner of this car. And some Daky stickers to let everybody know that I am always watching. Everybody behind me, I'm always watching. And also a Daky Blahai sticker, so everybody knows they should be careful driving around because there's a Blahai on board and they shouldn't crash, they shouldn't kill a Blahai. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I am crossing my fingers and hope nothing, it won't explode or break down on the trip at any point. I've only prepared the first 4 or 5 days. I've already booked an Airbnb. I've booked a little cabin at a campsite, and I have booked a hotel room in Trondheim, the big city up north. Up there, yeah. So that's everything I've booked and prepared. From there on, I haven't prepared anything. So after Trondheim, I'm just gonna take it by how it goes. I'm gonna do whatever I want to. I do also have a tent from my mom. Thank you, Mom. So if I cannot find any campsite or any Airbnbs at a spot, I'm just gonna park my car in a forest and just sleep there in my tent, and hopefully not get eaten by by one of those big deers. What are they called? I hope you're prepared. I hope you got your popcorn ready, because this is gonna be a movie. I'm so excited, and I'm so glad you want to follow along on my journey. So see ya in the next day. Bye.
Breakfast. Oh, the car will start.
we did it. Hi. You're still here. Norway! Look, it's Norway. I shouldn't record while driving. But look! We're in Norway. On my way to my Airbnb. Oh my god. Yes. This looks epic. Oh my god, dog. Whoa! This place is sick.
Whoa! What? This is where I'm sleeping tonight. This is sick. Is it glass? Am I outside? I don't know. What? It looks cool. And there's no lighting in here, so there's not even any electricity. It's cool still. It's very cool still. Let's try and go outside, shall we? Yeah. There's even a freaking campfire. And I brought marshmallows, of course. Down this path, there's the toilet. The road is just right up there. And I parked my car up there. There's like a specific parking spot, so that's perfect. I really love how distant it is from everything else, except the road that is like pretty close, but whatever. I still got no neighbors. I still am out in nature. I love this so much. I love this. This is so cozy. And if we go over here, look at that. And that's the huge glass panel. Yay! Good morning. Good morning. This terrain is so rough. Hi, I just woke up and I'm about to leave this beautiful place behind. It has been so awesome, especially with the scenery and the nature and mountains. The next location is going to be a campsite. I have booked a little cabin, a very little cabin, which hopefully also has a great view of mountains and stuff, and a lake. And it hopefully also has electricity, so I can charge up my stuff. And near the campsite there's also a huge waterfall. It's still a long drive because there's 4 hours over there to the campsite. I am still a bit exhausted from yesterday of driving so much and just the overall overwhelming of all the things happening. It's all new. I need to process it. My processor isn't the fastest, so I need to it needs some time to process everything. But I'm gonna take it slowly. I'm gonna relax. I'll do whatever I want to. It is my vacation. I can do whatever I want to. No rules. I've also had a lot of thoughts about whether this is a good idea or not. If I can actually do all of this. Take the entire trip to Nordkapp, to the top of Norway. Can I do it? Do I have the mentality to do so? I think it's more about the mentality than it is about the physical. You need to build up your own motivation to drive so many hours every day. It is very exhausting, but I luckily have friends on Discord I can chat to, and that can keep my motivation up, because my thoughts can easily take over. I overthink a lot, and I don't want to have a panic attack about anything. So I'm gonna take it slow. I'm gonna listen to myself. I will take one day at a time and relax, and see if I'm good. But that's the plan for today. I have to check out in a few hours of this beautiful Airbnb. Let's get packing, let's get going, let's go on the road again. Bye. Wow. Hello and welcome to the cabin. I have just landed and gotten some dinner, some food. On the road I went to a grocery store and bought like some very some kind of junk food, or like very processed food maybe. Don't know how healthy it is, but I got food. And I got electricity finally, and Wi-Fi. Yes! Wi-Fi! Wow! Look at this epic gaming setup. And there's the kitchen with a fridge. Got some of my stuff there. And this is where I'll be sleeping tonight. I got 3 beds I could choose from, and I chose this one. Very cozy little cabin. Alright. Yay! So, story time. On the way over here, I saw a moose. Whoa! But actually, when I drove on a very random road where there was no signs of any moose, a moose just randomly hopped on the road from the left side and just began running just right in front of me, and I slammed the brakes and I luckily stopped. I could stop in time. I didn't hit the moose. I'm so sad I didn't record it in time with my GoPro, but it all just happened so fast. So yeah, I was in shock. And another thing, I don't know how to engine brake. I went down a mountain. They are very steep here in Norway, and I already knew about a technique when braking, especially down the road, because you have to brake a lot. I already knew it wasn't the best idea to hold your brakes down the road, because it's not good for your brakes to brake all the time. That's what I'm trying to say. The brakes can get really hot, and they could, in worst case, they could like go boom, and you don't have any brakes left, and they're just gone. And I didn't want that to happen, so I knew that there is a technique called engine braking. Instead of braking with your wheels, like your actual brakes, you can brake with your car, with your engine. Just shift down to like 3rd gear or 2nd gear, and like the revs will go up, and it doesn't like that, so it wants to keep it down, and by that it slows down the car. But on one road at a mountain, I didn't really feel like that worked very well. I tried to go in 2nd gear and it like kinda did it, but not really. I was so stupid because I didn't engine brake. I thought, hey, why not just shift down again to 1st gear? Oh yeah, wonderful idea, shift down to 1st gear. 1st gear is like only meant for starting your car and actually driving, so like 0 to, I don't know, 5 kilometers per hour. So when you're rolling down a road for like 50 or 60 kilometers an hour and shift into 1st gear, do not do that, do not do that. I did not know there was a thing called clutch braking, which is really bad. You don't want to clutch brake. That's like the worst thing ever. But I did that, and I thought, hey, this is very efficient. Hey, this actually worked really well. While I just kind of ignored the engine screaming at me. The engine was saying some weird noises, and I just kind of, hey, yeah, I guess it does that. Hey, that's okay. It's not okay. That's not okay. Then when the downhill section was over, I then could smell something burning in my engine, coming from my engine. It smelled really bad. So I immediately pulled over and turned off the car, turned off the engine, and then opened the hood. And then I could just immediately smell the stank of burnt rubber or something coming from the engine. And I just knew, oh no, this is not happening. This is not happening. I haven't already burned down the car, right? Have I? I then waited a bit, let the stank go away, and then tried starting up the car again. And hey, luckily, it still runs. It's still running, my car. I'm very sure I did burn down the clutch a bit. But hey, there's no lights on the dashboard, so I guess everything is fine. But hey, now I know what not to do. I didn't know it was a thing, but it is. Do not clutch brake. I'm just stupid, okay? I'm never doing that again. Who knows if it will go all the way to Nordkapp now? I don't know. Will it? I will see. But yeah, that was everything for today. I am just going to take a bath, maybe go for a little walk. I'm a bit exhausted, not as exhausted as yesterday, but still very exhausted. I drove for almost 5 hours, I guess. So yeah, I'm just going to relax and then get a good amount of sleep for tomorrow. That's the plan. Yay! This place is so cool! Hello, welcome to my new cabin. Oh, I have arrived at the new cabin here. Today has been such an awesome day. My mentality has been so much better than yesterday and the day before yesterday. And that's maybe because I've taken so many more breaks on the road than the other days. And also because the terrain and the landscape has been so much more interesting this day. I would personally say that today has been the best day out of these days so far. Just because my motivation and the terrain and everything has just been so cool, and that there has always been something to look at. Instead of just mountain. Yeah, that's cool. Here it has like
Oh my god, it's a different mountain. And now I'm on top of a mountain, and now it's windy up here at this giant waterfall that was also just so cool to start the day off by looking at. Okay, this can go. But yeah, now I'm here at this cabin. It's a bit bigger than the other one and a little bit more expensive as well, but I think I paid around 700 Norwegian crowns for it for one night. I can also show you a bit around. Here's the door to the outside. There's a little sofa, and here's my gaming setup. I'm not really gaming there, I'm just watching YouTube. And here's a mirror. Hello, mirror. Wow. So yeah, I'm feeling much more fresh. I'm so much more motivated to keep going. And tomorrow I'm going to the big city Trondheim. Trondheim. That's the place I'm going to. I booked a hotel in Trondheim for tomorrow, and I'm very excited for that because there's breakfast included. Yes, free breakfast. Now I will see you guys tomorrow, and I will get some sleep. Good nighty. Good night. Night night. Good morning. Hotel room. Look, there's a bed, there's all my stuff and more stuff, mirror, and very importantly, the bathroom. But yeah, today's day has been very cool, very good, pretty much as good as the day yesterday, because the terrain and the landscape has been just as epic today as yesterday. But now I am super tired, and I kind of want to just sleep now, even though it's 6 p.m. but I'm really hungry, so I'm gonna go out and find some food somewhere. This is most likely going to be the biggest city in Norway that I'm going to visit, and I can already say that I'm not a big fan of big cities. I love low populated cities and people and like small towns, but it's alright. And I also just love to pay extremely overpriced parking tickets. Holy whoa! That has to be the most expensive parking ticket ever. I never usually pay for parking tickets. Like, I do when you need to, of course, but I usually don't go in cities with my car, so I don't know how expensive parking tickets can be, but I just know this one is extremely expensive. What? I'm never doing that again. Yeah, I'm also leaving for tomorrow, so it's cool. Now I need to find some food. I am so freaking hangry, nearly hangry. I'm so... I feel like it's kind of funny to say this, but I feel very proud and happy about that I did go out and eat food. I usually never go outside and eat food at a restaurant or a cafe and a bar or anything. If possible, I just go for the easiest, most introverted way possible. That is to buy groceries and like bread, yeah, and just cook it yourself. I've always done that when I live on my own in my apartment in Denmark. So that's why I feel proud about it and happy that I did it, because I'm usually scared of doing it. The people at the cafe was very kind and welcoming, and the food was really delicious, super delicious. I loved it. Today was mentally okay. The last hour of driving, I was just so exhausted and so tired. That was awful, but the beginning was great. So now I'm just going to do nothing, just breathe, maybe get some snacks and just
chill and relax. And also this was the last day I have prepared beforehand on. So all the next days I have not prepared anything other than the locations I want to go to. But like I can choose if I want to drive 6 hours tomorrow or just 1 single hour. It's up to myself. That's basically the plan for all of the next days, just to freestyle everything. Do whatever I want to. But yeah, as said, it's time to get some rest. Bye bye. Sleep well. Good night. Good night.
Wow, my social battery is in minus. I'm so ready to just be alone for the next many hours. I bought some cheap food, just chicken wrap thing, some bread and something to put on the bread, some cheese thingy, I don't know. Let's get going to the next spot. Yay.
Welcome to my den, my cozy ducky den, aka my tent. Yeah, I think I've tried every single possible sleeping method. First I stayed at an Airbnb, then at a cabin, then at a hotel, and now in a tent. What other ways is there to sleep? And today I only drove 2 hours away from Trondheim because I was super exhausted after walking around in Trondheim and being social, and my social battery dies out really fast. Like halfway through, when I walked around in the town and stuff, I was just not feeling it anymore. I was just, okay, I want to go now. I want to go, and now I'm here and I'm happy. So I got some of my stuff here, my little mattress, and I'm currently transferring all of the files and backing them up. I got most of them both on my SD cards, and also this drive on the PC and this external drive. And I'm charging up my phone. iPhone's battery are so ass. They run out so fast. So it could maybe also be because I'm watching YouTube all the time, but I need that. I need my YouTube. So yeah, very cozy. It's raining a bit, by the way, and it's a bit windy. I hope it doesn't get too windy, especially at nighttime when I'm sleeping, and my tent hopefully won't fly away with me in it. So yeah, I'ma relax alone, charge up both my battery and my phone's battery, and hopefully tomorrow I will get some more kilometers on the road. I will go even further up north. I still feel like my goal all the way to the top of Norway is still very far away, and I think I'm kinda halfway there, maybe not. I am going to at least tomorrow be halfway done with Norway. I feel like all of these days so far has just been one big dream. It has been feeling so unreal. Maybe because there's been so many things to experience, and I've seen so many things, and it's just so many things has been going on these few days. It feels unreal. That's a good word. It feels unreal just to be here, and I can't even imagine being at the top of Norway. There's been some times where I feel a bit exhausted and like questioning why I'm even doing this. But I know it would be so boring, and it would just suck to go back now. Like I'm already getting there, so I have to keep going. And I have to find something motivating me to keep going. And that is the top. That is what motivates me. Each time I go out and drive and look at the beautiful scenery and the mountains and how the landscape is constantly changing, that's just so epic. And I kind of hate to be the driver because I have to focus my eyes on the road. So whenever there's an epic mountain or scenery, I have to look at the mountain for like max 3 seconds. And then I have to keep my eyes on the road back again because I don't want to crash, of course. And luckily there are some stops where I can park my car and like go outside and take a look, and yeah. But yeah, now I'm just going to chill and get some sleep, get a good rest. I kind of do miss being at the hotel and getting breakfast served and and to take a hot nice shower, but it's alright. Maybe I will treat myself tomorrow and find a cabin instead of a tent. I could have also just gone for a cabin here at this campsite, but I thought it was time to try this out because I have my tent with me, so I might as well try it out. And I don't feel like it's that bad. If the weather is good and it's not too windy, or if the temperature is too cold or anything, then it's actually really cozy. So yeah, I will say good night for now. Bye bye.
Good morning. I slept for almost 11 hours. I went to bed at midnight and I just woke up. So got a lot of hours and my whole body hurts for some reason. This mattress is really thin. I haven't slept the best, but I've slept for many hours and I think that's what matters. So yeah, now I'm gonna eat some breakfast and get going on the road outside. Out there. Snowball in July. Ah, that's cold. The path is blocked by snow. So sketchy. So sketchy. There used to be like camps over there, tents, and there on both sides. But since I'm a sleepyhead and I just woke up at like nearly 12 a.m., I'm still here. Wow.
I am so happy I got this cabin. This is so chill, bro.
Dude, this cabin is sick. I even got my own bathroom and shower. What? This is the best. Funky chairs. This is so cozy. Yes. Okay, small update. I came 10 minutes earlier than the ferry departed from the thing. And it just sailed. It just departed because there was not enough space for cars. So the ferry was full and now we gotta wait till the next ferry. This is the one I tried to get on 15 and it just sailed. So I gotta wait for the next one and the next one is 18:45. I gotta wait nearly 4 hours. Well, time to watch some YouTube. Yay. At least I got Jubler. Huh? At least you're here.
Hey, I'm in my tent once again. I've just gotten some food. Once I arrived, the plan was to actually camp at a real campsite that was just nearby nearby. So my original plan was to camp at a real campsite instead of doing this. But yeah, the campsite that I looked for was fully booked and it had no place at all for anyone. So I had to improvise and find my own spot, which is legal here in Norway, which is very cool. You can camp nearly wherever you want to. Awesome. So yeah, I found this little spot just beside the road. It's all right. It's kind of noisy because there's a waterfall right behind me, so it has constant noise. But like, it's only for one night, so it's going to be all right. And every 5 or 10 minutes there's a car driving by. Right now at least, and that also kind of sucks, but yeah, once I tried to park here at this place, I got my car a little bit too much backwards, and I was reversing my car into the place, into this spot, but I accidentally went a bit off-road into the side of the road where the road like curves and goes down, so my whole car just start tilting down, and my body was just totally in shock when that happened. I was like, no, this is not happening. This is not happening. There's no way my car is gonna flip over right now. And it felt like that. That was the exact feeling. I really did think my car would just do a barrel roll and then it's all over. But luckily that didn't happen, and I eventually found a way out, so that's great. So yeah, I set my tent down and I got some food, a little bit of food, not much, but it's all right. And yeah, now I'm just going to sleep because I'm very, very tired. I don't want to exist anymore for today. I do want to tomorrow because I want to hike in these mountains. There's mountains everywhere, and they look awesome, and I want to go on a hike and maybe also look at the campsite. Go to the campsite tomorrow and hear if they got any available spots for tomorrow instead of me being here, because this place kind of sucks. So yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to fall asleep. And also let's talk about, there's so much light. The sun is not setting. The sun is never setting up here. Right now it's past midnight and there's still light. But yeah, I'm going to sleep now. So yeah, this was day 8. Now moving on to day 9.
Whoa. This is insane. I'm inside a cloud. Whoa.
I got a room. Finally. I found this random campsite in the middle of nowhere, and it's awesome. I'm 1000% sure it's family driven because the staff and owners were super nice and they were all like together as a family, and yeah. And one of them even showed me around the place. Like, hey, here's a toilet, here's the shower, here's a kitchen if you need it. Here's that, here's everything. So they're super nice. And so I just asked if they had any cabins available. They did not, but they had a room available. Like this one I'm in right now, and it's huge. Yay! Even better than a cabin. The view from the window is also incredible with the mountains and everything. Also on the way over here I went grocery shopping. I bought some delicious stuff. Not too much, but like a bit of this and that, and yeah. And I've driven for over 5 hours today, and my ass hurts so bad from sitting down in my car. My car does not have comfy seats, but it still drives somehow. It's still going. But yeah, it even smells like home in here. Like it smells like I've just entered someone else's room. It has a really cozy feel to it. 10 thumbs ups out of 10. Very nice. Well, now I'm going to eat dinner and relax and not sit down on my ass, but I'm gonna lay down. So yeah, that's the plan. We are not far away from Nordkapp. We are not far away from our goal. Yeah. See you in the next clip. Wherever that clip is. Who knows? What is going to be the next clip? Nobody knows. Except you guys in 3, 2, 1.
Delicious.
This is where I'm camping tonight. This place is both really cozy because I got it all by myself, so like it's really cool. The trees looks nice, the grass is nice, but the campsite itself is kind of odd. I couldn't find any staff, I couldn't find any reception, I couldn't find any owners. I don't know if it's a do-it-yourself check-in thing, and there's no people around like anywhere. I've only seen 2 motorcycles camping here, but that's it. There's like no people around, and the buildings around are kind of sketchy looking. They look really old, very outdated, looks kind of abandoned, and I was so close to just finding another campsite because this one looks kind of weird. So, but I didn't because I didn't want to drive anymore today, so I just wanted to find a place to camp. The scenery and mountains are really awesome, really cool. The sun is setting. It's only just setting, and then it rises again because it never goes down, the sun. When you're this up north, the sun never sets, and it's so weird. Oh yeah, and there's also tons of bugs here. Mosquitoes, flies. I hate it all, but it's okay. That's kind of expected when you're outside in nature. There's bugs, oh no. But yeah, I'm so close to reaching the top, and I actually just booked a cabin for tomorrow, which I'm gonna stay at 2 nights, which is just under an hour drive from the very top. So I'm gonna stay there tomorrow, 2 nights, and then I can reach the top and I can do it. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for tomorrow. Oh yeah, and there's also sheep walking around. I think you can also hear it with their bells. They got like a bell on the, yeah. But yeah, I'm going to lay down and sleep right there. Good night. Sleep well. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Bye. I love you. I love you all. Bye. Bye bye. Let's continue our adventure. Yes, I am finally up here. This is my highest point. I'm going to camp. This cabin is only 1 hour drive away from Nordkapp, the very highest point of Norway. My end goal. So yeah, and I'm staying here at this cabin for 2 nights because 1 isn't enough. I've gotten some dinner, some bread, some tea, some biscuits, and just relaxed for a bit. Just made myself comfy and just relaxed, and no more driving. This place is really mind-blowing and just so surreal. It all just feels like a different planet. I also just went for an evening walk down to the water, to the ocean, and it's so peaceful because it's so quiet. So nice. And it's also cold up here, of course. I am up very north, so it makes sense. That's also why I'm not sleeping in a tent tonight, but I'm sleeping in a cabin. But yeah, tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is the day that I am going to drive up there, up to Nordkapp, and up to the highest point, my end goal, tomorrow. I am so super duper excited for tomorrow. I still cannot believe I'm up here. I've driven all by myself up here. I made it. I actually did it. Yeah, it is getting late. I am very tired and I'm going to sleep in a few minutes now and get ready and be energized for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow I'm gonna do it and I am so unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, I believe. Good night. I'm gonna head to bed. Bye bye. See you tomorrow. Bye. Well.
Okay. We are so close. Let's go! We made it! We did it! Yes! This is the northern point in Norway and Europe! Yes! Yes! Oh my god! Yeah! Yes! Raha sticker at the front. Daky is now hopefully permanently staying here forever. I am there. Zoom out. This is Norway. And I am at the top. 13 days is what it took for me to reach here. At this point, I have to sit down now. I gotta just relax in the moment and just take it all in. I am sitting here and I actually did it. And I'm proud. Wow. Oh my god.
and I am back home again. Yes, it feels fantastic to be home again, finally. Traveling is very good, but home is always the best. I've also written a lot in my journal, or mostly drawn. I'm not gonna show it because it's personal, but I love drawing in my journal because then I can look back at it and not forget things. And look, I picked up some stones on my Nordkap hike, a real souvenir. But yeah, then my travel back home was really tough. I just basically drove as many kilometers, as many hours a day I basically could handle. I just wanted to get home already. And then I took the fastest way, I took the nearest highway. I just ran down Norway to Finland and overnighted in Finland. I just set up my tent in a very random forest somewhere in Finland. I then later on found out that there might be bears at the location I was camping, but I needed somewhere to sleep. I didn't see any bears, so I'm good. Then the next day I traveled down to Sweden, and funny enough, my big sister and her boyfriend's family were on a vacation nearby where I was going. So I just called my sister if it was okay that I could camp at their place, and I could. So I stayed at their place. It was super nice and cozy, and I loved it. That was very fortunate and very, very funny coincidence that they were on vacation the same time that I was. And then the next day I drove down to Stockholm and found a hotel, and that was very nice with breakfast included. I love that. Stockholm is a very pretty city, very busy city. It is the capital of Sweden, so it makes sense. And then the next day I decided to go into a zoo. Not just because it was a zoo and there's animals and they're cute. It was because I saw there was a massive roller coaster at the zoo that I needed to try out. The park is called Kolmården. No idea if that's the right pronunciation. Kolmården, yeah. And I went on the roller coaster. It was huge and epic and super fast. And when I was done with that, I somehow the same day drove all the way back home to here in Denmark. That was around 10 hours of driving in one day, and I even went on a roller coaster the same day. That's insane. I also then arrived back home at midnight, so yeah, that was just straight to bed when I went home. I was so tired. And yes, that was it. I've also calculated my entire spendings on my trip to see how much I've actually spent on my trip, because that's kind of interesting and also kind of painful to see. But here we go. I've spent 2,538 Danish crowns on fuel to the car. Actually not that bad considering how many kilometers I've driven. It is also a small car, so it makes sense that it's kind of economical. And I've driven a total of 5,771 kilometers. Whoa, that's a lot of kilometers. I don't know if it's just me, but when I'm the driver in a car, it doesn't feel like that long of a drive. For example, if I'm the passenger in a 1 hour drive, it feels like forever. But if I'm the driver, then it goes by pretty fast. Almost 6,000 kilometers. It doesn't feel like that. but yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. I've then spent a total of 1,312 Danish crowns on food. I've almost spent the double amount on fuel to my car than I have on myself. But yeah, my car did all the work, so that also makes sense. I've spent 5,987 Danish crowns on overnight stays, on camping, on Airbnb, on hotels for 17 days. I think that's good. I think that's pretty good. Then on other stuff like parking tickets, souvenirs, yeah, something like that, I've laid 3,510 Danish crowns. Pretty fine. That is just a bunch of random transactions that I am not really sure of, but I did spend that money on something. I don't know. Okay. And that makes a total of 13,347 Danish crowns total on everything. On everything. Heck yeah, I'll do it all again for that money. That's like nothing compared to all the things I've experienced, and so I think that's very worth it. You should do that right now. I don't even have words for the road trip. Like, there was just so many things going on. I feel like I've seen everything. It's really insane and an awesome feeling to know that I have the free will to just take my car and go anywhere I want to. And I did that. I got pushed out of my comfort zone. I was forced to talk to strangers and go into the reception and say, hello, my name is DakyTheFox. I've reserved a cabin, yes. Even though I would never want to do that, but I had to do it. And it went out perfectly fine. My overthinking is always wrong. I can do it, and you can do it. There's no excuses. Go out there and explore the world. Even just camping in your own country is cool. I've done that. That was an experience. That was also very cool. This one was just next level. I really wanted to challenge myself, and I wanted to do something insane. But yeah, then there's not much else to say than thank you so much for watching the entirety of my journey. It is truly something I will never forget. And I appreciate all of your comments so much. I read all of them. I love them. And I wish you the best day ever. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.